Are we doing the panel in English or Spanish? Both? English? Okay, cool. So for those of you who do not speak English, please go get your translators right now. Let me introduce our next panel. We have Sofia Gancedo, Guillermo Castillo Saravia, Juan Francisco Telleria Mena, Jose Mario Avila, y Heber Figueroa. It's going to be moderated by Thomas Klose. It's about PropTech disruption, redefining real estate through technological innovation. I'm going to talk a little bit about each of our panelists. Thomas Klose, our moderator, is a visionary entrepreneur fostering innovation and growth in real estate and PropTech, supporting startups and making a significant impact in the industry. We have Sofia Gancedo, a co-founder and COO of reshape, is an innovative entrepreneur recognized for democratizing real estate investments in Latin America with notable achievements and contributions to fintech education and financial inclusion. Guillermo Castillo Saravia, a civil engineer, the entrepreneur with expertise in fintech, PropTech, and consumer goods, has founded innovative ventures including peer-to-peer international money transfer platform and a ticketless parking app and BLE-powered automation tools. Juan Francisco Telleria, founder of Hey Home, leverages his intensive industry experiences and technological expertise to transform Mexican residential real estate through transparency, data, and comprehensive professional-backed listings and catalog. We have Jose Mario Avila, who is CEO of Propi, is a visionary leader in real estate tech, known for innovatively transforming property transactions and earning recognition as a thought leader in the field. Heber Figueroa is a seasoned professional with a remarkable track record in leadership and has successfully reshaped company trajectories, mindsets, and strategies. His personal spiritual journey, rooted in the values of compassion, has led to inner peace, clarity, and deep connection to a higher purpose, influencing his unique approach to life's challenges and opportunities. So please, let's discover how technology is revolutionizing the real estate industry and reshaping the way we live, work, and invest. This dynamic PropTech panel discussion with industry pioneers. Please, one applause.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. I have the pleasure of moderating this awesome panel. I got to choose my panelists. I know each and every one, big fan of their companies and what they're doing in real estate. So thanks for having me here. Let me start out with just the technology and innovation are playing a very important role in the field of real estate. And as you know, every piece of real estate creates a value by its own. Let me start with Heber from Astradata. He has a data collection platform. So Heber, could you please provide an overview of your company's data analytics methodology for real estate, specifically understanding how you collect, analyze, and interpret data to generate actionable insights for your clients?
Hi everybody, very pleased to be here. Thank you, Thomas. Before answering this question, to give you some context, I'm going to take 2 steps back. First of all, the reason why I started collecting data for real estate was because we have to be responsible with the community, and once we build something on a piece of land, it's gone forever, or at least for a lifetime. So we need to make sure it's something that adds to the community. Second point, I'm in a country where there is no data available online like there is in the US. For example, there is no MLS listings, and there is no information of like how much a house sold for, like, you know, official records. So that makes us collect the data in a different way. So having said that, what we do is we have the normal, I say normal because in the US it's normal to get online information from platforms, from all the realtor information that is put out in the websites. And besides that, we have to go out in the field and collect the data. So we have many sources to collect data, like mystery shoppers. We do interviews. We have to talk to people. We have to go out on the street and talk to everybody, like, what do you want? What do you need? What would your best house be? Like, and then, visit every single new real estate development that is being developed right now, so we can get the data and collect it like on site. Because as I said, there is nothing online, right? So that's the first part. That's the capturing of the data. Then, in order to transform and get insights, what we do is we get the data and we pass them through algorithms so we can start, extracting insights. The bottom line, what we want to answer is what is selling and why is selling, or why is not selling, right? What is adding a value and what is not adding value, so that our clients don't do the mistakes that other clients do, and that they can learn from the good things that other clients are doing. So in the end, to be able to give our clients some insights, we start combining machine with humans. So we have an algorithm that gets all the language, like large language models, and it gives us their opinion based on the data on what they think we should do with this piece of land, right? But I also have people, you analyze it, and then you tell me what you think, and then we compare it, and then there's some things that we take from the human, some things that we take from the machine. So in the end, it's a really good combination to be able to help our customers. So I think, I don't want to keep going.
Thank you, Ed. Yeah, data is a very important piece of information, but also the challenge of digitalizing real estate information. So let me get to you, Jose Mario from Poppy, who has a one-stop shop marketplace. In Latam, the real estate market is known for its fragmented and outdated information. So how does Poppy tackle the challenge of digitalizing real estate information in the region?
Perfect. So yeah, first of all, presenting myself, my name is Jose Mario, co-founder and CEO of Propi. What we do is a marketplace where you can rent and buy new properties, and in the part of buying new properties, we do commercial agreements with real estate developers, and in the rental side, we give assessment and we accompany the client through all the renting process, but through digital means. So yeah, one of the things that we see is like 40 to 50% of the clients that buy from real estate developers are people that buy for an investment. And what are the biggest pains that the people that buy a property for an investment it has? Number one, there's no platform that can give you what will be the return on the investment if you buy that property. Number two, you don't have any specific go-to place where you can say, okay, in this place I will rent my property, and I will make sure that I will have the best tenant for the property that I will be renting. And number three, one of the biggest pain points is who will take care if something in the kitchen gets ruined or the air condition gets ruined. So there is where Propi enters, and we make commercial agreements with real estate developers. And prior to when the real estate developer, 3 months prior, when they give the unit to the buyer, what we do is that we start culturizing all this pool of investors so that they can know what will be the return on investment, what will be the market price. Even before that the project, what the real estate developer gives the project to the client, we can know through data what is the market price that the market will pay for that unit. So we start teaching the investor segment of real estate what will be that range of market price based on if it's a basic or if it's with línea blanca. Sorry if I'm speaking a little bit in Spanglish. So what we started to do in Propi is that 3 months before the developer gives the unit, we started to move it in Propi. So when the developer gives the key to that investor, that unit is rented. So in terms of our commercial with real estate developers, the real estate developers that doesn't work with property, let's say that has like a disadvantage because they are not attending like the basic needs that all these people that it represents between 40 to 50% of their clients, they are not attended it. So that's part of the compliment that we give as property to developers, to tenants, and as well to landlords.
Thank you, Jose Mario. You are really making an impact in that part of real estate, especially in our region. There are several ways that you can sell an asset. Guillermo from Maya Plus is working on something really interesting by selling real estate through remittances or remesas. So Guillermo, as Maya Plus, how do you navigate the complexities of cross-border transactions and currency exchange fluctuations? And what measures have you implemented to ensure transparency, security, and trust for both buyers and sellers?
Thank you, Thomas. For me, it's a pleasure to be here with an excellent panel. So this topic is very interesting because I think that navigating through cross-border transactions as well as the risk of exchange rate fluctuations, combining the regulations, the complexity of compliance in the United States and Latin American countries have been the core challenges for our business. So I've been working for over 7 years in this project, and we just launched a month ago. And believe me, I think that those were the main reasons why I'm losing my hair, and the one that's left is turning gray already. So yeah, I've been building a lot of relationships, strong relationships with key players in the industry. We cannot do this alone. Financial institutions serving specialized with remittances industry has been is playing a key role for our business in Maya Plus. We have to gain the trust of our end customers in order to win it back, because we're serving an underserved community. We have been implementing different strategies in order to secure that transparency, security, and confidence to our end users. We rely on remittances because that's why and that's how we can serve the entire population of Latin American immigrants in the US. Because remember, we have to take into consideration that most of them don't have a bank account, they don't, or they lack a debit or credit card, so we have to take what the industry offers, and that's cash. So we have to rely on remittances still, because we have to give those financing options for them to become homeowners in Latin America, right? Because that's the whole reason why they cross the border into the United States, to have a better quality of life and to become property owners.
Thank you, Guillermo. Big opportunity there with remittances in our countries. Continuing on that line, I would like to go to Sofia from BrickSave. She has a real estate crowdfunding platform. So Sofia, how does BrickSave specifically aim to democratize traditional investment methods in real estate industry, and what measures have you taken to ensure accessibility and inclusivity for a wide range of investors?
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Thank you for being here and the opportunity to talk to you. BrickSave was the first real estate crowdfunding platform in Latin America. And basically people can invest from $1,000 up into properties in the world. Today we're the largest one, and we are the first crowdfunding real estate platform to be regulated by Switzerland. This allows us to distribute our digital assets through financial institutions like securities, regulated securities. So our mission, the core of the company, has always been real estate investing for the masses, for everyone to achieve the opportunity to invest into properties in the world. We have more than 24,000 users. We are in 19 countries. Our properties are basically in Europe and United States, but we can be everywhere. And with 7 clicks, you can become an investor in properties in the world.
Thank you, Sofia. Going back to Francisco from Hey Home, he has a residential marketplace. Information asymmetry often hinders efficient real estate transactions. So how does Hey Home empower owners, sellers, brokers, government entities, and developers in Latin America to access and share accurate and up-to-date property data?
Well, thank you for the invitation. Yes, how many here have used Zillow, the real estate platform in the US? Not many of you. You should go there and see what's happening in other countries. But basically what you do, what you see when you go into Zillow is you go see a house, you see all the options in the market, and you get a price estimate of how much that house costs, independently of the price that the seller is putting on. So, and basically their algorithms are very precise. Like most of the time they get the price right. That's what we are trying to do, or we are doing in Mexico with Hey Home. So imagine that this information, in difference to the US, in Latin America is not accessible, as many here were saying. So all the transactions are very cumbersome, very difficult to do. In the US, you can see a house, buy a house, and get into that house within a week, sometimes even faster. And in Latin America, this process may take like at least 1 month. In Mexico, the average is 3 months, because you have to negotiate all the pricing, do all this paperwork, and everything is fragmented. So in Hey Home, we solve all these problems. We have to get first the data to put it into the website to get all the algorithms, but then we offer this information to everyone, to the buyer, to the seller, to the real estate agent, to the developer, to everybody that works or has to do anything into the industry. So that is very powerful because it's a huge industry, and the data is the key to get this going. That's what we do in Hey Home.
Thank you, Francisco. Data is important. Know that the technology and algorithms that you mentioned are the ones that take care of doing that. And just touching the part of technology, I want to go back to Sofia and please ask you how you elaborate on the technological tools and algorithms your company uses for asset selections in your crowdfunding platform.
So basically, we have developed a proprietary algorithm that uses 70 databases. Zillow is among them, and 3,000 data points. Examples of data points are how delinquency rates have been lowered, or how the rents have increased in an area, income, etc., 3,000. And we look for properties in 100 cities that we believe will be appreciated. I want to clarify that we always do properties that are finished, not developments. We don't take debt, and they're residential. So that was a basis to do something very secure and not depend on fluctuations in the market that did not depend on us.
Thank you, Sofia. Heber, going back to data analysis, so the quality of the data that you can recollect are crucial for your platform. Can you shed us some light on the sources of data that your company uses?
Yeah, as I was mentioning before, we have to go out on the street and collect the data. But most important is the accuracy and completeness of this data that we're collecting, because it's two different things. So the data is accurate, and then we have complete data. So instead of turning this into a data collection class, right, we don't need that. I just go back to basics. What we do is just follow the process to make sure that we have all the data right, and we collect the data right. And what I tell my team is like, just do it right the first time, and do that every time, and then we just have the, of course we have accuracy and completeness, because we're doing everything right, and that's for life. not just for data collecting for real estate. So I think that's what I can say about that.
Thank you. Jose Mario, I would like to get back to you. So for one-stop shop marketplaces have gained popularity globally. Now they're in Latin America, providing convenience and efficiency to users, mostly buyers. How does Propi address specific needs for buyers and sellers in Latin America? If you can just elaborate on that.
Yes. One of the things that we can do in Propi, like for example, if we go to the rental marketplace, is that you can close a rent in 7 minutes. So we have timed it, and in 7 minutes, if you have the landlord and the tenant at the same time, we give them access to their portal. Like, for example, for landlords, they can see all the offers that they receive. We're connected directly through Equifax, so we can do the credit score of that potential tenant. Additionally, we do an income analysis of the household, and if the household has 3 times the amount of the monthly rent on a monthly basis income, we put a check on that. So landlords can have access to the portal, choose the best tenant. Once they choose the best tenant, they can negotiate through our platform. Once they get to an agreement, the digital contract appears. So we have all this digital process of the contract. We're in El Salvador, the digital signage. El Salvador, it's the first country where we are operating. We're starting operation in Guatemala right now in November, but in the case of El Salvador, for private contracts, the digital signature, it's legally binding. So you can sign the digital contract through Propi. Once you signed it, we are the first platform in El Salvador where you can pay your rent and the deposit through credit card, debit card, or through a wire transfer as well. So that's part of what this type of technology gives. It makes the process more simplified, more efficient, and more transparent, and that's a part of what we're aiming in making more easy to buy, to rent, and to sell any property.
Thank you, Jose Mario. There's always a point where fintech and PropTech cross usually during these types of operations, and I would like to go to Guillermo from Maya Plus. What are the financial opportunities that you see that can provide both individual investors and the communities where real estate assets are sold or purchased?
Sure, I think that Maya Plus offers a big opportunity both for sellers and buyers for the real estate investment. I think that investors, individual investors, especially these Latin American immigrants living in the US, can participate with relatively small amount of money because we're giving them financing options tailored to different financial capacities, regardless of their immigration status and regardless of their working situation. And that's why I think they're going to benefit for a long-term, for a potential long-term value appreciation. That's a first. And in the same way, additionally, I think that the communities the communities where these assets are being purchased in Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Latin America in general, I think they're going to benefit for a better infrastructure, improved infrastructure, as well as the increase of property value. And also, you know that construction industry and real estate industry both benefit in large amounts of job offer opportunities around the world. So these communities are going to benefit from that job offer opportunity in these regions. And I think that the economic growth in these communities are going to be driven by housing development. And that brings alongside the commercial development and industrial development. So I think both ends are going to benefit a lot if we conduct these remittances in a correct way and to canalize those funds that year by year are coming in great amount of money.
Thank you. And you said it, with the complexity that Latin America faces, there are a lot of opportunities that could be made, and you're doing the right thing. I would like to go to Francisco, please. In the context of Latin America's real estate market, while we talk about the challenges that we have, could you tell us about your challenges on digitalizing the information, and how does your platform address these challenges to reduce information asymmetry?
Yes. Well, the information exists. The problem is that it's not public, or it's not easily accessible, or the people that has it usually don't want to share it, and that's the key. That's where we all are trying to bring this information into the public. What we do is partnerships, basically, with all the real estate agents, the professional real estate agents throughout the country, and they contribute their information in exchange of information back to them. So if they provide the closing prices and the transactions that they are doing in the market, we know the information is certain because they did the transaction, and the information is not tied to a person. So we try to protect all the personal details. But in return, they get all these insights and all this information from all the other agents. So this creates a community of people interested on sharing and creating better information. And I think that is the key. Because if you go into the governments or try to do it like they did in the US through regulation, I don't see that happening anytime soon in Latin America. Usually our governments move very slowly, and you have to innovate first and then they regulate, like with every other technology breakthrough.
Thank you, Francisco. And you touched on an important point there, talking about regulatory landscape. And I would like to ask Sofia regarding on crowdfunding. So how does BrickSafe navigate compliances and requirements to ensure transparency and investor protection?
So when we started, as I said, we were the first, so there was absolutely no regulation in any country in Latin America about crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, really. And it was very challenging, Thomas, because you have to scale, you have to become regional, regulations change, some places are regulated. So what we chose to do is go directly to a jurisdiction that overrides other regulations. You have to adapt a bit, but we basically went to Switzerland, and we are regulated by FINMA, which is Swiss SEC. And that allows us to, as I said before, distribute as a regulated security, as if it were a share of a company that is publicly distributed. So that was our solution, but it is a very important challenge. And with every innovation you do in fintech or PropTech, you will have that obstacle for sure.
Great, and congratulations on that, Sofia. Really proud.
Thank you.
Another challenges that we face, or the founders are facing, are being a startup in Latin America. I would like to ask Jose Mario, but open mic for everyone who wants to pitch in. Starting a PropTech startup in Latin America presents unique challenges due to regulations, cultural differences, limited access to funding. What are some of the specific obstacles that you have faced personally, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, I think that one of the challenges of the Central American region is that it's a very complicated region, because you have a market that, if you sum up all Central America with Dominican Republic, it's about the size of Colombia, but you have it fragmented in 7 different pieces, in 7 different countries, with 7 different exchange rates, with 7 different cultures, 7 different laws. for us that we are local, I think we see this as an advantage. And just for food for thought, like we are very bullish in the real estate market in Central America. Like, for example, a lot of migrants, there's a lot of reverse migration happening right now. And that's one of the things that it's driving the prices of real estate up. Like, for example, a lot of people that migrated from Central America to the United States in the 80s, in the 90s, they are reaching their retirement age right now. They have money, and it's a little bit expensive to keep living as a retired people in the United States, so they are returning to their country. Like, for example, just in El Salvador, in the next 4 years, the country is expecting a reverse migration of more than 1 million people that migrated from the 80s to the 90s back to El Salvador. So we see that as a big opportunity, but if you're an international player and you have like all these complexities that I spoke before, it's very complicated. So one of the advantages that we see is that first of all, we partner up with the most like well-known real estate developers, even to all the real estate developers, we do a KYC process. Additionally, all the AML process that normally the real estate developer makes, we do it digitally. So that's another of the solutions that we offer. And relating to funding, it's very complicated. In going back like to my previous experience, previously I worked in UAP, and I was in charge of all the expansion and all the capital raising of the company. And we talked with a lot of VC funds in the United States, and if you talk to them about Central America, they or where are you from El Salvador, they said to us, oh, that's in Brazil, or like you live in trees, or so. It's very complicated, but I think that what we need to do is start and keep breaking the ice, because the potential that this region has is enormously, and all this wave of digitalization that is happening all over the world, and not only all over the world, in Latin America, will be happening here in Central America. So the ones who have that first mover advantages are the ones that will be winning in all these different industries and in digitalizing all these industries.
Thank you, Jose Mario. And I think we don't have time left, but please reach out to them. They're doing wonderful things. They are implementing technology in a sector which is difficult to do, and they're doing an awesome job. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations on your startups. Hope for the best, and hope to see you later or next year. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.